I've lived in this country my entire life. I've paid my taxes, served on jury duty, volunteered at local food drives, and every 4th of July, I hang an American flag outside my house. Nothing political, nothing aggressive, just a flag. But last summer, my HOA told me to take it down. They said it violated community aesthetic guidelines, and that's when I realized something. This wasn't about a flag. This was about control, and they picked the wrong house. I live in Brookstone Ridge, just outside Dallas, Texas. Quiet suburban neighborhood. Brick homes, 2-car garages, perfectly trimmed lawns, and an HOA that treats grass height like a federal offense. When I first moved in, I didn't think much about it. $85 a month, community pool, basic rules, no neon paint, no broken down cars in the driveway. Fair enough, but slowly, the letters started coming. Trash bin visible from street, holiday lights left up 2 days past deadline, grass exceeds 3.5 inches. It felt less like a neighborhood and more like a surveillance program. Still, I stayed quiet until the flag. It was early June. I had just put up a clean, standard 3x5 American flag on a mounted pole by my front porch. Nothing oversized, nothing flashy, just respectful. 3 days later, I received a certified letter. Violation notice, Section 4.2, Exterior Modifications. Apparently, my flagpole was not pre-approved by the Architectural Review Committee, and therefore non-compliant. They gave me 7 days to remove it or face a $100 daily fine. I read it twice, then a third time. $100 a day for a flag. I walked outside, looked at it. Red, white, blue, waving calmly in the Texas heat. It wasn't disruptive, it wasn't offensive, it wasn't harming anyone. So I emailed them, politely, asking for clarification. The response? Cold. Permanent flag installations must be pre-approved. Removable decorative flags are allowed on national holidays only. Decorative. They called it decorative. That word sat wrong with me. I went online, started researching. Turns out, under the Freedom to Display the American Flag Act of 2005, HOAs cannot prohibit homeowners from displaying the U.S. flag on their property. They can regulate placement, but they cannot ban it. So now this wasn't emotional, it was legal. I sent them the federal statute, quoted it directly, calmly, professionally. 2 days later, another letter arrived, this time from the HOA attorney. They claimed my flagpole installation still violated structural guidelines, and if not removed, fines would begin immediately. I started to notice something. Other houses had decorative garden poles, sports team flags, seasonal banners. No violations, no letters. But mine? Mine was a problem. And that's when my neighbor, Karen, yes, actually Karen, leaned over the fence and said, "They've been watching your house since you skipped the spring landscaping fee." Ah, so this was personal. I could have taken it down, paid the fine, avoided stress, but something deeper kicked in. Not anger, principle. Because if they could pressure me into removing a lawful flag, what else could they pressure people into? So I did something unexpected. I requested to speak at the next HOA board meeting. They didn't expect that. Community clubhouse, folding chairs, fluorescent lights, 5 board members seated at a long table, including the HOA president, Richard Mallory, retired corporate executive, power posture, perfect haircut, smiled like a politician. When my turn came, I stood up calmly. No yelling, no drama, just facts. I explained the federal protection law, explained that my installation followed safety standards, explained that selective enforcement could legally qualify as harassment. The room shifted. Neighbors started whispering. One older veteran in the back raised his hand. He said, "I served in Vietnam. Are we really fining people for flying this flag now?" Silence. Richard adjusted his glasses, tried to regain control. He said, "This isn't about patriotism, it's about uniformity." Uniformity. That word again. I responded, "With respect, sir, uniformity should never override federal law." And then I did something they didn't expect. I handed out printed copies of the statute to every resident in that room. Within a week, 3 more houses put up American flags. Then 5. Then 10. The HOA inbox flooded with emails. People asking why enforcement seemed selective, why no warnings were issued for sports banners, why only certain homes received citations. The pressure flipped. Now they were defending themselves, not me. 2 weeks later, I received another letter, this one shorter. After further review, your flag display is deemed compliant. No fines will be assessed. No apology. Of course not, but I didn't need one, because something bigger had happened. At the next meeting, Richard resigned. Quietly, no announcement, just gone. Here's the part most people don't understand. This was never about winning. It wasn't about embarrassing the board. It wasn't about attention. It was about boundaries. If you don't draw them, someone else will draw them for you, and they won't draw them in your favor. Now, every evening, that flag still waves outside my porch. Not louder, not bigger, just steady. And every time I see it, I'm reminded of something important. Sometimes authority counts on your silence, and sometimes silence is the real violation. HOAs aren't evil. Rules aren't evil. But unchecked control, that's dangerous. Because when small overreach goes unchallenged, it becomes normal, and normal becomes permanent. I didn't fight them with anger. I fought them with information, and information is powerful. If you live in an HOA community, know your rights, read the bylaws, understand federal protections, and if you've ever felt pressured by unfair authority, comment below. Stand your ground. Like this video if you believe rules should protect people, not control them. Subscribe for more real American neighborhood stories, real conflict, and real comebacks. Because sometimes the smallest symbol reveals the biggest truth.